All right, let's jump right in. What we've got here is a fascinating story about a massive, high-stakes opportunity that basically popped up out of nowhere. It's all about fear, geography, and a prize worth billions. This is what you could call Saudi Arabia's unexpected moment.
For decades, this was the promise. The one simple, powerful idea that built Dubai. Park your money here, and nothing will touch it. That was the bedrock, the guarantee that pulled in cash from every single corner of the globe.
But then, in early 2026, that promise, it was broken. And here's the really crucial part. It wasn't a legal break. No laws changed. Nope. It was all about perception. When missile debris from Iran landed near the Palm Jumeirah, the psychological contract, that feeling of absolute safety, was just shattered. And for high-net-worth investors, let's be honest, that's the only contract that really matters.
And the fallout? Oh, it was immediate. And you could actually measure it. Suddenly, confidence started to wobble, and the cost of risk just went through the roof. We're talking about insurance premiums for luxury properties spiking by 18, even 25% in just 6 weeks. All of a sudden, that idea of Dubai as this untouchable safe haven had a very real, very expensive price tag attached to it.
So naturally, this created a huge opening. Investors started dusting off their maps and taking a fresh look. And this slide really shows you why their eyes are now landing on Saudi Arabia's Red Sea coast. I mean, look at this. It's 1,000 kilometers away from the Strait of Hormuz, that massive geopolitical flashpoint. And unlike Dubai, it doesn't have any American military bases that could become symbolic targets. It's just a simple, powerful geographic advantage.
So let's break this down. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar opportunity here. The bottom line is, Dubai's sudden vulnerability means a whole lot of capital is now on the move, looking for a new, safer home. And just how big are we talking? Well, the source material puts the number somewhere between $20 and $30 billion. That's not total. That's the annual flow of cash from wealthy individuals that is now up for grabs. That is the size of the prize for whichever country can move fast enough to catch it.
So, you might be asking, why is Saudi Arabia suddenly a real contender? Well, the crazy thing is, the foundations are already there. For years, they've had these 16 designated zones where foreigners can own property outright. The tax situation is, well, it's a dream. We're talking zero income tax, zero capital gains, zero inheritance tax. And maybe most importantly, those massive, ambitious coastal projects like NEOM, they're not just drawings anymore. They are really genuinely being built.
Okay, so to really get this opportunity, you have to understand who's actually thinking about making a move. We're going to look at 3 very different communities of global wealth. Their reasons are totally different, but they all share the same urgent need: finding a new base.
First up, the Russians. And for them, this isn't just about finding a sunny place to live. No, they are fleeing a very specific, very modern kind of danger: the constant legal risk of having your money frozen just because of your passport. They need something more than just a friendly tax code. They need what the source calls structural neutrality.
And this term, structural neutrality, it's absolutely key. This isn't just about being friendly with everyone. It means having a legal and financial system that is truly independent from the West. Think about it. No extradition treaty with the US or the EU. No automatic freezing of assets when sanctions are announced. And a banking system that isn't totally dependent on the US dollar. That is the specific kind of deep, structural safety this community is desperately searching for.
All right, our second group comes from India. And for them, they're escaping a totally different kind of terror: their own government. What we're seeing is successful entrepreneurs looking for a safe harbor from what the source describes as the constant threat of raids, asset freezes, and travel bans from their own country's enforcement agencies. So what does this community need to see? Well, it's a mix of things for their business and, just as importantly, for their families. They need to know there's no automatic information sharing with Indian agencies. They need crystal clear property rules and a real exit option if things go south. But then there's the family side. They need top-notch international schools, like IB curriculum schools, and reliable healthcare, preferably with doctors they trust, like Indian-trained specialists. These aren't nice-to-haves, they're deal-breakers.
And finally, let's talk about the Europeans. Now, they're not fleeing physical danger or government raids. They're fleeing something slower, something the source calls a bureaucratic suffocation. It's this feeling of just being exhausted, worn down by wealth taxes, exit taxes, and a complete lack of financial privacy thanks to things like the OECD's reporting standards, which basically force banks to share all your info across borders.
So for this group, it all comes down to certainty and, well, paperwork.
Their lawyers need to be happy. They need confirmation that their standard investment structures will work without a hitch. They need clear, internationally recognized inheritance laws so their assets pass to their kids smoothly. And of course, they need those lifestyle assurances, things like licensed alcohol and mixed-gender social spaces, to be officially confirmed, not just whispered about.
Okay, so we've got the problem, we've got the multi-billion-dollar prize, and we know who the players are. Now we get to the really good part, the core of this whole thing, the 90-day playbook. What can Saudi Arabia actually do right now in the next 3 months to win this race?
For the Russian money, the plan is all about privacy and making transfers easy. Move 1. Create an official way to buy property using crypto, so you can bypass the traditional, compromised banking system. Move 2. Just issue a simple legal note confirming that the owners of a Saudi company aren't public knowledge. And move 3. Set up a fast, discreet VIP lane at the airport for residency. That's it. 3 simple administrative tweaks.
For the Indian families, the moves are super practical, almost common sense. 1. Offer a guaranteed 10-day business setup. 2. Announce a partnership with a top-tier international school. 3. Announce a new hospital and make it clear you're bringing in Indian-trained specialists. And 4. Don't wait for them to come to you. Go host investor events in Mumbai and Bangalore and tell them what you're doing. You're ticking the business box and the family box all at once.
And for the Europeans, who are probably the most risk-averse of the bunch, it's all about eliminating every single doubt. Publish a simple guide on tax reporting. Put out an official note confirming that their standard European holding companies will work. Settle the inheritance question once and for all. Make sure their big international health insurance providers can do direct billing. And finally, publish a clear lifestyle charter in multiple languages. Basically, you want to remove every single objection their lawyer in Zurich could possibly come up with.
And here it is, the whole playbook, all on one slide. And you know what the most amazing part of this plan is? Not a single one of these items requires passing a new law. These are all just guidance notes, circulars, commercial deals, and simple process changes. They're fast, they're cheap, and they can all be done in 90 days. This isn't about a 5-year master plan, it's about administrative will and speed.
But, and there's always a but, there's a catch. This entire incredible opportunity exists inside a very specific and very, very short window of time. Because let's be really clear about this. Dubai isn't broken, it's just been shaken, temporarily. The infrastructure, the lifestyle, the systems, they're all still there, and you can bet they are going to work incredibly hard to rebuild that confidence. So Saudi Arabia isn't competing against a failed state, it's racing against a very strong competitor's recovery.
And you can see just how urgent this is when you look at the timeline. The opportunity is right now. If Saudi Arabia executes this 90-day playbook, you could see capital start to find its new home within a year. But after about 12 to 18 months, that confidence in Dubai will likely start to come back. The mobile money will have settled somewhere else, and this window, it'll slam shut.
And this quote from the source material just perfectly sums up the entire argument. It says, the $20 to $30 billion in annual HNWI flows now in play will not wait for a 5-year master plan. They will follow the first jurisdiction that makes the decision to catch them easy. It's not about being perfect in 10 years. It's about being easy right now. Speed and simplicity are what's going to win this.
So that leaves us with the final, massive question. The playbook is there. It's clear. The cost to do it is almost nothing, and the prize is tens of billions of dollars in investment year after year. The only variable left is will. So, will they act in time?